You all know that I am continuing with the lesson number 13, the Christmas Truce Children. Today I will explain the rest of the part of the chapter and I will give you the exercises to do, exercise B and C, and you all have completed the word meanings in the previous class as I have told you to complete. So please complete the work and see the explanation. Let's start with the video beta. I have completed up to this paragraph. Today I am going to start with the next paragraph because many have worked in England. He said, before all this, I was a waiter at Hotel Cecil. Means the person who is talking like Tom, he's telling that because many have worked in England, all of the soldiers, some of them worked in England also. He said, before all this, I was a waiter at the Hotel Cecil. Another German had been a porter at Victoria Station. Another German. The soldiers, one person is German. He is work as a porter. Porter means who is a person who are carrying the things from one place to another at a Victoria Station. So he showed me a picture of his family back in Munich, and he has shown me the picture of his family also. I told him I should like to meet them somebody. So at that time, soldier is asking that I want to meet to your family somebody. He smiled and gave me his family's address. At that time, he is particularly giving his family's address also. Even those who couldn't converse could still exchange gifts. Because it is Christmas Eve, so they are converting the gifts with each other, exchanging the gifts with each other. Badges and buttons from uniforms were gifted. So they have gifted the uniforms, and one of our boys walked off with a spiked helmet. I myself exchanged a jackknife for a leather equipment belt. So what happened? I have exchanged a jackknife for a leather equipment belt. Means they are exchanging their dresses also, their equipment as a belt also, a fine souvenir. That's why these are the savage barbarians. These are the savage barbarians. Savage barbarians means cruel and uncultured people. Savage barbarians mean cruel and uncultured people. They are not cultured, they are uncultured. We have read so much about. They are men with homes and families. They are the men with the homes and families. They are living there. Hopes and fears. Hopes are some type of positive thinking, and fears, principle, and yes, love of country. Men like ourselves. Why are we led to believe otherwise? So that's why we are believing to the otherwise also. They are thinking about that also. As it grew late, we parted with promises to meet again the next day. So as it grew late means it is late in the night also. We parted this with promises to meet again the next day. So we tell that we have come tomorrow and meet with you, and even some talk of a football match. I was just starting back to the trenches. Trenches is a place where they are sitting when an older German clutched my arm. One old German soldier clutched his arm. So, my God, he said, why cannot we have peace and all go home? So why we are not sitting in a peace and not to go home? I told him gently that you must ask your emperor. Means the boss is used as an emperor, so he's saying that you can ask your boss. He looked at me, then said, Perhaps, my friend, but also we must ask our hearts. At that time particularly, I am telling him to ask our hearts. Means what our hearts feelings, inner feelings are there. So dear sister, tell me, has there even been such a Christmas Eve? Now he is asking his sister also that tell me that it is a Christmas Eve in history. So what does it all mean? It all means that this impossible befriending of enemies, because enemies are not there, they are not coming for fight. That's why it is a proper eve. No problem is there, silence is there for the fighting here. Of course, nothing will change. So fighting is not started. Those soldiers follow orders and we do the same. So we are completing the same thing. Still, it would be nice if the nations of the world act in the manner in which the soldiers did. Still, it would be nice if the nations of the world, it would be nice for us if nations of the world act in the manner in which the soldiers did. Of course, disputes. Disputes means disagreement. Feelings are not matched, will always arise. So, but what if our leaders were to offer well wishes in place of warnings? If our well wishers are giving us the offer to do the fight, they are giving us the warnings, songs in place of slurs, so what will happen? Would not all war end at once? If they are not saying anything, the enemy word are not there, so all the nations say they want peace, everybody want peace. Yet on this Christmas morning, I wonder if we want it quite enough. And yet on the Christmas morning, next morning is again Christmas is going on, I wonder if we want it quite enough. If everybody is quiet and the situation is under control, everything will be possible. Okay, come go through the video and complete the exercise B and C, beta. Okay, thank you class.